Tom Duty, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty in a Google search for my site. This is a video for Gili Trawangan. 2 pieces of advice. If you're listening to this video, I assume 2 things. Number 1, you understand English, probably speak a little bit of it. And number 2, you're probably listening to 100 videos before you make your trip. So what you're across is this idea of modesty, and the other thing is language. So on modesty, the videos will tell you, cover up. Don't go shirtless in the street, no matter how many people you see doing it. And it's great advice, but I'm going to tweak it a little bit into my own advice. No matter how many people you see doing it, it's because there's a lot of young people there that just completely ignore the sense of religious purity, Islam, modesty. So here's the problem. It's wearing a bikini, uncovered up, a shirtless man. There's another one about shoes, which is a little bit different than modesty, but still this has more to do with cleanliness. You're advised to take off your shoes before going into someone's home. It's very rare you'll get invited to someone's home, but maybe some of you will. Someone's home or small shop. But the trouble is, that's not always true. So don't listen to anyone's video, including this one, as if there is some hard advice. Take off your shoes, don't take off your shoes. Nobody can tell you in advance. So it is my advice to just be observant. If there's a lot of people on the street who are shirtless men and bikini uncovered women, and they're all drunk and in their 20s, and you're in your 50s and you're sober, it's probably time to cover up. Just be observant. There are some shops that have a sign that say no shoes, but the rest of them rely on people to be observant. So just, I would think 100% of the people who are listening to a video like this one and 100 others before they visit, they're going to want to be respectful of the local ways. And this is one way to do it. But if you listen to any of the videos, you get this idea that you're going to know what to do and where. It's impossible. The same shop that everyone's taking off their shoes in the middle of the day, all of a sudden at nighttime, nobody's taking off their shoes, and I mean nobody, and including the workers and including local customers. So I can't determine what's right in advance, but if you're observant of the moment, you'll be able to determine. The second thing, I hope is shorter than the first one, is language. Salamat Gili, Salamat Pagi, Salamat Siang, Salamat Sore, and Salamat Malam. Those are the 4 ways to greet, and someone who might speak English, and maybe the only language they speak, might be a little panicked that 4 sound kind of complicated. You don't know when to switch from one to the other. Don't worry about it. I promise you, that's my advice. Don't worry about it. They will correct you. Like on the first time, it moves from Salamat Pagi to Salamat Siam, and you say Pagi, you will be corrected, and politely corrected. They do it with one another. I was even right on one. Had known the sun had passed midpoint, it was afternoon, and someone said, no, Pagi, and then he looked at my watch, and he looked at his watch, and he corrected himself to what I had said. So it's really a lot of fun. Get on a bike, ride around the island 100 times, at least 10 times, and as you pass people, say, Salamat, Milam, Salam. It really feels good. The island's wonderful. If you're looking at Gili Trawangan, in some level, you're probably an adventure tourist, and it is an adventure. It's a remote corner of the world, and it's wonderful. This has been Tom Duty, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Doody in a Google search from my site. Now, just a note on where I am. I'm on the island of Lombok after taking a public ferry. The ferry is an undersupplied with life jackets, oversupplied with people. If it had been, capsized, it would have been a disaster, a complete disaster. We got here in about 20 minutes, and now we're on a 2-hour car ride to the slow ferry that's going to take us from Lombok to Bali. And I understand that ferry holds more than 1,000 people. So this is our driver, and this 2-hour car ride followed by slow ferry, followed by another 2-hour car ride, is going to get us to Ubud, Bali. Ciao, 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 ciao.